Hello YouTube, welcome back to the homestead. What we have here today is another product review. And what we have here is Cold Steel's Mini Tac Kiridashi. Now before I start this review, I'm going to sort of tell you from which angle I'm approaching this as. Most people who buy these neck knives, these Mini Tac Kiridashis, are buying them as last-ditch self-defense items. I actually bought this Kiridashi to use as a Kiridashi, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But I want you to know where I was coming from on this review. Start off with, let's take a look at the little neck knife here. The steel is AUS 8A steel. It has a 3-inch blade, and the entire length is only 6 inches, and it weighs 2.3 ounces. I'm sorry, 2.3 ounces, and it comes with a Secure-X sheath and a bead chain. I don't care to use the bead chain. I prefer paracord, as you probably have noticed. I have it on there. The Kiridashi blade design is an ancient Japanese utility style blade. It's been around for well over 1,000 years. It's used by the peasants classes of Japan, used by farmers, fishermen, sailors, woodworkers. It was just a common everyday knife. The women would use it to prepare meals with. And so that's actually the reason I bought it, is to use it as an everyday utility knife. In other words, I bought the Kiridashi to use as a Kiridashi. Now, some people have been talking about that the Kiridashi is patterned after the Wharncliffe style blades. I'm sorry, I need to disagree with that. The Kiridashi is well over 1,000 years old in its design. The Wharncliffe was developed by Lord Wharncliffe in the mid-1800s, and so it's only been around 150 years. And the Wharncliffe is an excellent design knife, but there are differences between it and a Kiridashi. But I like this to use in the garden because, first off, the 3-inch blade. It doesn't have an incredibly long blade, and so it allows me to get into where my plants are and cut away fruits, vegetables, without damaging other parts of the plant or other fruits and vegetables that may be developing nearby. Also, with it only having a single sharpened edge, it's an incredibly easy knife to keep sharp. So if you lack the skills of a knife sharpener, you will find this is a very easy blade to keep a good edge on. And also, the G10 scales are very, very aggressive, very rough. They give you a good hold. They got the sub hilt with the finger choil here, so that when you wrap your hand around it, it's not going anywhere. The scales themselves are so rough, it actually feels like I'm holding a sharpening stone in my hand. So no matter how wet my hand gets, no matter what gets on my hand, if I have to use my knife, the handle is not going to slip in my hand. So it makes it a great utility knife. Also, if I'm using it and I got to leave the homestead, I can leave it on me because it only has a 3-inch blade, which in my state, 3 inches is still legal for carry. Whereas the knife I've been using has a 5-inch blade, and so whenever I'd leave the homestead, maybe to run up to the farm store, I would have to take it off and leave it at home, or else take a chance of getting in trouble. But the Mini Tac Kiridashi, wonderful knife. It's been serving me well. I like a neck knife for when I'm working on homestead because during the summer, I'm going to admit it, I run around the homestead here with nothing more than a pair of swimming trunks on and sandals. So I don't have belts and don't have pockets. So for me, the neck knife is an easy way to carry. I prefer a fixed blade on the homestead because pocket knives are great, but as they get dirty from opening up bags of soil, fertilizer, anything else I might be getting into, the joints can get packed up with all kinds of stuff, and it's a little bit harder to clean. Fixed blades are very easy to clean. So this is the Cold Steel Kiridashi. Now, I understand Cold Steel is going to be dropping this from their line. It's such a shame. This was such an excellent little design knife. I am really glad I picked mine up when I did, but I'm going to miss it if I ever have to replace it. So thank you for stopping by and visiting the homestead today. Please subscribe, and as always, God bless.